too with this WrestleMania shirt. It's like every time I watch something, I see somebody with at least one of these.
Yeah, you ruined it.
I had to be different. Everybody got their sleeves on. I took mine off. They can't say, "Well, my shirt just like no, it ain't." I ain't got no sleeves.
Evan trying to look like Kevin Owens out there with the sleeves cut
Yeah,
off.
see, exactly. I just.
But that's the biggest thing is that when Devin was here in Arizona, he wore that shirt and everybody stopped. Everybody pretty much just stopped traffic to tell this man how great his shirt was.
That's why everybody wear it now.
I understand. And then he took the sleeves off. So now I want him to come back out here to see if he gets that same love.
I gotta get my arms ready for that. I gotta get my what's that one tattoo with it's like the anchor. I gotta get one of those. Just cause
you gotta
it just look like it's like a tough guy tattoo. Like it just
gotta get the mom tattoo with the heart.
Yeah, get the mom tattoo.
Yeah, or just get the wild tattoo. Just switch it up. Get the SpongeBob reference tattoo. Just switch it up.
I get that one I flex it moves.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like,
I'll let you do the salty bassoon. If it was me, I wouldn't let you. But look, hello all and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson Jr. Devin Lee Crimes alongside me. Devin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty stupendous.
Stupendous.
WrestleMania. Yes. I'm never gonna use it again after this weekend. So
yeah, right. You probably got like another 10 hours of that word left. And look, we have a special guest. Not even a special guest. This man is making his return. We're just gonna keep calling it a return. Because look, we have this man on a part-time contract. Aaron Duvall. Aaron, how you doing today?
If you thought the Heel Turn Podcast wasn't going to bring back their most stupendous guest for the most stupendous weekend in the wrestling year, you must be out your damn mind. I'm back for my Legends contract on the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Legends contract. I like that. Now, look, overall, before we get into the whole meat of the matter, overall, I'm going to start with Aaron first. What did you think of WrestleMania Night 1?
Night 1 was amazing. Oh, my goodness. It was amazing. I mean, we had some bumps in the road, that first match, Boogs getting hurt, wasn't great, but we had the highlights, Bianca, Becky stole the show. Cody Rhodes comes back. Stone Cold. I got to see Stone Cold wrestle in 2022. Come on. That was great. It was great. I don't know how they're going to top it tonight, but it was great.
Devin, what do you think about Night 1?
It was nice. It was really, I'll put it this way. I judge it based on me not trying to say I was going into it expecting to be disappointed just because of the way it led up. Like I said, I had told you WrestleMania felt like WWE was like, they got this big test, which is WrestleMania. They did like really not that much homework. They didn't do that much studying, but they still pulled it out. Like the bill could have been better in some things, but all in all, it was actually a really good Night 1.
Now, the reason why I asked this is because we're gonna circle around to this because I'm on a couple websites, I'm watching YouTube reviews, and the reviews aren't nice. Like the highest review that I've seen is giving it a B minus, like an 80%. That is the highest I've seen Night 1.
No.
Look, I'm on a website.
This was a solid A minus. When you have to factor in the build sucked. Build was terrible. It was looking super average. They come in swinging like that. Are you kidding me? I'm blown away.
Look, I'm on a website right now. Honest to God, C+.
Oh, see, they tripping.
That's cap.
See, I thought I was being cruel by just giving it like a B. I thought that was cruel.
Right, exactly. Well, let's get into it. We had the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. And look, let's just get into the devastating news about this because it looked like Rick Boogs had Jay or Jimmy, whichever twin he had, on his shoulders, and he was in a squatted position, and then his other brother got on top, and it looked like he blew out. His knee just gave out, and unfortunately, he's gonna need surgery within the next couple days. The Usos did retain, but man, just rough start. But what you guys think of the match? Aaron, you can go first.
Definitely unfortunate what happened to Boogs. I applaud commentary for playing it off like it was part of what was supposed to happen. I definitely feel like the match kind of got cut short, but I mean, dude tore his quad. I mean, you can't really do much more about that. Super unfortunate. Hopefully Boogs comes back, and hopefully Nakamura isn't like super hurt by Boogs getting hurt. But I mean, it was what it was. I was kind of nervous for the rest of the night after that happened. I'm like, oh great, Boogs got hurt. What else is gonna happen? What's gonna go wrong? But the rest of the night was actually lit. So
yeah, to start off the show, it was a pretty good. I kind of knew what to expect in a way until that unfortunate injury. And like you said, I like how Pat McAfee pointed, like he tried to make it seem like, oh, maybe Jay was like, oh, you can't put both of us on you, like to kind of make it make sense. I appreciate that little small detail. But, man, I hope, nothing but a good recovery for him, because Shinsuke's interest is not going to be the same at all. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong. But in saying this leads us to another, just a small little side topic. Is this going to hurt Shinsuke? Are we going to expect a push, or are we going to expect Shinsuke to go lower in the card?
I mean, it ain't really much she was doing previously.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were Mr. Optimism. You was Mr. Optimism last
week. When it comes to Shinsuke, I'm sorry. Like it's not even
he was
like
a Continental Champion.
And it
and they were building towards being SmackDown Tag Champs. Talking about he wasn't doing much. He was about as over as he was when he won the Royal Rumble.
They dropped the title, the IC title to Sammy, and then they just thrusted him into the tag team, and it was just he was filming truck commercials. It wasn't really.
And you're acting like those commercials were amazing. What?
No, don't get me
wrong. The big sandwich in the woods.
They were great quality, but I want to see Shinsuke in the ring, not in a truck. That's the thing.
Not in the truck.
He was doing both. He was doing both.
See, they could have just put more energy towards building him in a nice story or something to come up. But no, just him losing Boogs. Like I said, that was a huge, currently, not saying he needs him, but it did. Like his entrance and things like that. Now they were going to be a tag team, and I mean they'll find something. I hate to say they'll find something for him, but now it's just really I don't know where you go from where him. I mean, where do you go with him now?
So you're gonna say
Mr. Optimism. I got an idea that can actually turn this into a positive, because guess what? WWE has somebody else that can play a guitar that they're not doing anything with.
Oh,
so what if Shinsuke Nakamura finds himself a new guitar player to play him to the ring, and when Boogs comes back, you have a story right there.
But then
I'm talking about Elias.
Yeah,
I'm walking with Elias.
Yeah, I was like, but then again, he's supposed to be. Even Vince doesn't even know what he wants him to be. Like we're supposed to. We've been hearing about this gimmick change from Elias for a long time, and we still have yet to see this man. I thought he was future endeavored. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I thought he was gone.
He may very well have been on his way, but this may be a blessing in disguise.
It could be. But you think you can see him playing electric? You got him because he's throwing away the acoustic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. I'll definitely like to see that. I do like that idea. But look, this is an unfortunate injury from Rick Boogs. We're wishing him a speedy recovery as always. The Usos just always on a tear, just like their cousin is. Their cousin will be wrestling tonight. We'll get into that later. Happy Corbin took on Drew McIntyre. And me personally, the story of this, I was talking to my sister when the match was going on. Happy Corbin hits the end of days. Drew kicks out at 2. I just started screaming. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and my sister's just like, well, what's the big deal? I'm like, nobody has ever kicked out of the end of days. Like, nobody, like, this is ridiculous. I thought that was a punishment. I thought this was one of the things that I thought this was like a Money in the Bank punishment, one of his, Baron Corbin punishments. But because he had an interview a couple weeks ago, they said, would you rather be a champion or would you rather have nobody never kick out of your finishing move but not win the championship? And he said he would rather have nobody kick out of his finishing move. And now we go to WrestleMania and Drew McIntyre just craps all over. Like
It said that.
Yeah, right. Drew just said, say no more. You want to talk about my mama? Say no more. But Aaron, what do you think of the match? All in all, Drew McIntyre walked away with the win and almost nearly decapitated Madcap.
I mean, you know, it's always fun when you see a near decapitation on WWE. I mean, that's the family fun that you pay for. The match was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, Drew McIntyre, amazing. Happy Corbin, super underrated. You know, people be throwing hate at him for no reason, really. Dude's amazing. I think this may be the beginning of the end of Madcap and Happy together, because Madcap won his match WrestleMania weekend. He won the Andre Battle Royal. Happy Corbin lost. I think there may be some jealousy, and I think there may be some dissension between those two.
I definitely see it going that way. And I really like Madcap. He got mad potential, no pun intended. But you know, I'm hoping Drew can put them two in his review, because since day one, literally.
It's been like 2 years.
Yeah. I'm sick of it. And they can definitely be into better things. Not saying that was horrible, but for the time being, all three of them can be in something much better. And I don't have a problem with Drew kicking out of his because I mean, Drew, it's not like Drew was a pushover, like former 2-time WWE champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it wasn't like a, like a Humberto Carrillo, Garza. It wasn't, a random contestant. This is Drew. Drew got some wins under his belt. He got some momentum, by his side. So I understand, but man, I thought Baron Corbin, I thought that was like his last, saving grace for me. Because now, what is he now? What's interesting about Happy Corbin, Baron Corbin?
He happy.
He's rich.
He's rich? Are we sure about that?
Yeah,
he happy though.
About that?
Because he definitely.
Bro, in his little promo package, he said, people say money doesn't buy happiness, but they must never have money because I'm the happiest man in the world.
But he was just broke weeks ago. Now,
but he hit big Vegas.
And then he met Madcap. Madcap's going to be gone. The bad luck's going to come back. He's going to go back to breaking beans off the side of the street and messing it all over his shirt. I feel like he's going to, there's nothing exciting about
until Money in the Bank comes and he gets rich again because he wins Money in the Bank.
That's what we need. Man. That's what we need.
Happen.
I want Baron
Corbin.
I wouldn't be mad if Baron Corbin's champion. It depends on who he beats. Definitely depends on who he beats. But look, we gotta get into this tag team match that shocked me. But I want to hear you guys' opinion first. The Miz and Logan Paul taking on Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Aaron, did this match shock you? What did you think about Logan Paul's appearance throughout it all?
So the gear was amazing.
Sharp.
I mean, the Pokemon card was kind of the biggest flex I think I've ever seen on WWE. In the ring, I was surprised at how well he did. I figured he wasn't going to be like, do a couple moves and then call it a day. I figured he was going to actually try, but dude killed it. And he knew where the camera was and he played to the camera. He played to the fans. I mean, that dude, we might see him in a Legends deal here soon. I mean, that was great. And at the end, when the Miz turned on him, we're going to see more Logan Paul, and I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, that piece at the end with the Miz turning on him did open up that leeway for him to come back, which now he did, after seeing him, and he was really good. And I love how he played with, his heat, he knew, these people don't like me, they're not supposed to like me, so I'm going to keep doing this jerk stuff and whatever. I dug that. And another, they showed out.
Yeah. One thing I love more than anything is his heat. Just intense, nasty heat. If I was a wrestler, I want to get chased out the arena. I want that type of heat. So to watch Logan Paul just everything he did just irritated me. And the more he irritated me, the more I was just like, man, I just love this. I was like Aaron said, you want to see him more. I wanted to see him more often. If WrestleMania 39 comes out with a Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul, I'm down.
I don't know about that.
I'm down for it.
See,
Look, if we could get a Kane versus an imposter Kane, Undertaker versus an imposter Undertakers, all this type of foolishness. Pete Rose could be fighting.
So you just want a celebrity match card.
Yeah, go watch a boxing card.
Go watch a boxing. No. There's no
Look,
if there was any way, why wouldn't there be why would that be a problem? Why would that be a problem?
I think it'd be a problem because there's nobody in there that can work for a longer period of time. Because you look at the people that they're wrestling with, they're legends. You got Mysterio, Miz. I mean, people that do this. So that's why I think it works so well. And if it's just Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, nah, I am not super interested in that.
Well, I'm talking like a Mr. McMahon, Donald Trump type of setting. Like, it's not going to be just them. There's going to be somebody by their side.
Oh, you just want them in that story together.
I want them together. I want them to fight. I definitely want them to fight. I don't want this to be a whole storyline, them having promos together and building up
championships on the line.
No, I want this to build like a Mr. McMahon, Donald Trump setting. There's one guy on my side. There's one guy on, you got Damian Priest on one side and the Miz on the other. They've been beating each other up for the longest, for months. Like John Morrison got. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but John Morrison got released and they were still fighting each other. Damian Priest and the Miz were. So it's like they got legit history. You put Logan Paul and Bad Bunny in there, everybody already needs Logan Paul. Look. I'm putting this in there. I'm putting this in my GM mode, and we're gonna settle this. I'm gonna settle this myself, since nobody else wants it.
You have fun with that.
But look, one thing we did have fun with was Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Their women's match that was intense. It was just pure adulterated physicality. Aaron, what do you think about this match?
I mean, it was match of the night. They sold the show. Bianca consistently, I mean, this is her second Mania in a row, and that's 2 bangers in a row. Becky Lynch, amazing. Bianca got kicked in the face for real. That was kind of brutal. But, I mean, the match was amazing. I don't know, not much more I can say about that.
Man, this match should have been lower on the card for me, only because I was exhausted afterwards. I was heavily invested into it. I'll put it that way. Why are you moving your head like that?
You were exhausted. Because usually you would hear that in like a fan setting, with the audience. I was exhausted after the match.
Well, because I wanted her to win. I know how WWE can be. So I was just like, all right.
Well, I just assumed that you're reacting like a fan, jumping up and down, throwing your popcorn up in the air.
Oh, I wasn't doing all that, but I was just like
he was doing that. He was
I was just invested into the whole story they were telling since SummerSlam. It's that long term. No, it's not that long. It's just a half a year. But still, to tell her to be her, tell her go back in the line. She does that, come back, win that WrestleMania. I ain't saying every story has to end like that, but that's a type of storytelling I love to see, and that's a pure example of it.
Yeah, we said multiple times. I was like, if Becky wins, this is just pure disrespect on Bianca. But now seeing that her winning at WrestleMania makes up for the SummerSlam 30-second loss, at least to me. Now that the WrestleMania win is here, she's a champion once again. The SummerSlam, we could bury the SummerSlam match, the 30-second, 20-second loss, because now it hurts a whole lot less. Bianca, like you said, got kicked in the face for real. I thought she broke her nose because the way she was sniffling and the way she was moving her nose around, I was like, I don't think she breathed. But she just said she hurt her eye, so she's gonna be perfectly fine. Yeah, and she's gonna be perfectly fine. So look, I am all for that. And Becky, I don't know who she goes after next. I mean, she was fighting legends. She kind of cleaned up. She tried to clean up the locker room, going after Doudrop, Liv Morgan. You know, Rhea Ripley still hasn't gotten a shot yet.
You said like they was corrupt or something.
I think there definitely should be a third match between these two. I mean, yeah, the one at SummerSlam that was only 30 seconds, the banger at Mania, maybe build up for another SummerSlam match or maybe Money in the Bank. But I definitely think Rhea Ripley is going to get a shot first. But, I got to see Becky and Bianca one more time. I got to.
Yeah, do you agree?
Oh, yeah, I can't complain. They put together this great story. Hey, they can't do no wrong. Just don't end it on a SummerSlam like last year.
Yeah, you
ended on a high note.
You're right. Ended on a high note. I do like that. And I do like Bianca being our new Raw Women's Champion. It's huge. It's huge. And like it felt like we were just as excited for, this year as we were last year. So man, it was amazing. Even more amazing. Seth Rollins coming out. First off, his gear, he needs to cut out. He needs to cut that out. What he was wearing at WrestleMania was just I wasn't rocking with it at all.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. It was like a see-through like clothes. I didn't. No, I'm sorry.
I thought he was gonna wrestle in the shirt. I was hyped.
I thought that too.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, this still not. I was like, Seth, I hope you just don't get a match. Just walk away. Or if anything, I hope just the Undertaker come back and just John Cena like he did. John Cena last what WrestleMania was that? 5 years ago.
I think that was the last one that was in Dallas.
No, that was in New Orleans.
When
he went against John Cena, Undertaker? Yeah, that was New Orleans.
Oh.
Yeah. See, Devin can remember a John Cena bubble.
Hey, no, that was one I didn't want to see though. They had so much prime storytelling they could have gave with that one.
That's true. But look, man, this.
Hey, man, never say never.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like Undertaker said.
Because look, we had a huge surprise. Cody Rhodes coming back to go against Seth Rollins. We know that this was rumored, it was speculated for weeks, so it wasn't a huge shock. But still, to see this man on, in front of our faces, he's gone for 6 years. It was just amazing. What do you guys think of the match and Cody Rhodes coming? What do you expect from him, Aaron? I want to know, what did you expect? I asked Devin that a couple weeks ago.
I mean, the match was great. I really liked the match. It's still weird seeing and knowing that Cody Rhodes is back in WWE, especially because he started a new company. I thought he was going to be there forever. And then he leaves and he comes back. I mean, it was crazy. I knew as soon as the pyro went off in the ring, I was like, that's Cody. And then, he had the same entrance and everything. I mean, it's weird. I feel weird, just knowing that. But the match was great. What I expect from Cody, I feel like he's got to be in the main event. I feel like he wouldn't have come back unless it wasn't the main event. I believe in an interview, he was in a meeting with Bruce Pritchard, Vince, and Nick Khan that he said that he wants to prove that he's the greatest wrestler right now. And he said he thinks he's number one and there's not a close number two. So I hope he can back up those words. And who knows, maybe we'll see Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in the near future.
No, it was it's weird. I kind of knew, but it was still a surprise, to see it. I'm like, oh, shoot, Cody really at WrestleMania? Dang, so it was like you said, it was weird. It was just weird, him keeping exactly everything he had. They didn't change anything. They notorious for changing everything. So that was just surprising that they just let him just be who he was there. And the match, I liked the match. It was just the whole time I was just, this is surreal. I just knew it was coming, but just to actually see it happening is crazy.
I peeped the Stardust dance. He did the little cartwheel.
I saw that.
I was like, that was my favorite part. I was like, yep. I was like, Cody back. That's what I knew was going to get a banger of a match. Seth Rollins, look, man. Seth Rollins is one of the greatest performers we have, of our era. Just amazing wrestling. So him and Cody Rhodes going at it, it's just an automatic, automatic barn burner. We're just gonna expect a great match. And so Cody Rhodes coming back, and Cody Rhodes just being emotional. He's even doing his dad's bionic elbow. This just crazy. So much merch for Cody is coming out now.
Yeah, like 5 minutes into the match, they had 3 T-shirts already on sale. I'm like, what is that? Damn.
Yeah,
They was ready for that money.
exactly. And you know what's crazy? As much as I want to agree with Aaron, I think we're gonna see a mid-card run from Cody Rhodes. I think
Look,
the way it's stacked right now, it's I don't know. Cody Rhodes has a lot to. I feel like he has a lot to prove. You know, beating Seth Rollins is cool, but like when you have Roman and Brock and Bobby and these bigger guys that I don't think Cody can like really not even muscle his way through, can even charismatically find a way out of. I think that's just hard to do. My bad, Devin. It looked like you was going to say something. I think I cut you off.
no. I was just gonna say like if that's the case, if he is in the mid card, the least he can do for me is bring back my favorite IC belt. That is the least he can do.
So when he beats Ricochet for the Intercontinental belt,
It ain't gonna be that hard.
Wait, hold on. This guy Devin from the Heel Turn podcast really wanted me to change his belt.
The kid at the side had it. He even know what's up. Don't nobody like that doodle belt they got now.
That belt is I don't like it. I got it in my room. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I do like the old version better. I will give you that. But I don't think Cody would be that. Like he's a draw right now. Is he gonna be that way in a couple months? CM Punk is.
Utilize him.
You know, Cody Rhodes is CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes is in WWE, like you said, where they're known to mess stuff up. So I don't know. I think that's really, really tough.
Can I just add one last thing to it though? The match. I just thought it was really cool just how remembering like the last time he was there at AT&T Stadium, WrestleMania 32. We fast forward years later to now WrestleMania 38. He was last Stardust, I think, in the Money in the Bank match or something. And he comes back, and it's like it's the same guy, but he was given a chance to go out and start new things and grow in different ways and come back and have the perception that you had of him back in 2016 towards now. It's just cool how wrestling wise you can just go out there and not change yourself, but just find yourself and come back and be like, all right, now this is me now. I like how, I mean, it don't always happen, but that's one thing I liked about how he was able to kind of leave, not figure things out, but, get himself where he wants to be and come back and have a whole nother perception. I just thought that was a nice touch of the whole thing for him.
No, you're right. I like that. I seen a picture on Twitter. There was like a thread of like a, a then and now picture. And it was a picture of Drew, Drew at Impact and Drew in WWE. It was a picture of, I think it was Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. It was him in WWE and him now. So they're just saying sometimes you do got to leave and come back to know your worth, or sometimes you just got to leave and stay gone to know your worth. And Cody kind of did both. Yeah, Cody left, started a promotion, was like, I could do a whole lot, I could do a lot more, and possibly is making a lot more money. Because I heard that it was rumored that he was he could get a producing role. He got a producer role backstage. I don't know if he accepted it or not because he just came out and said that he wants to be, the greatest wrestler. So I'm excited for Cody in WWE, even if he is doing backstage work. His mind is amazing. Like I'm excited for Cody in WWE.
I think the make or break moment for this Cody Rhodes run is going to be probably the first promo back. It'll probably be on Raw, and depending on how that goes, I think it's going to make or break this run for him.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, speaking of that, Cody Rhodes says he will make his intentions clear on WWE Raw. I feel so vindicated to go from just nowhere on the card, nowhere to have me, and to go out into the weird wilderness to make noise. I feel appreciated, and I appreciate them. He said, I remember saying it had to be the American Nightmare. And he said he's gonna cut a promo on Monday. God, Jesus Christ!
He's tongue tied.
Right. I'm like trying to read this, and it's like 5 separate quotes conjoined into like it's
yeah. I can tell.
I was like, I picked the wrong site. But he said that Cody Rhodes is going to make his intentions clear when he shows up to WrestleMania after Raw. So it's looking good. It's looking good for Cody. I can't wait to see what he say. I don't care. I just can't wait to see what Cody's gonna come out and do. To be honest, because I'm geeked. Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey was the technical main event.
No, it wasn't. It was not. It was not the main event.
It depends. Well, from our point of view, it was supposed to be.
We didn't supposed to be, but it wasn't.
They can call it what they want.
Look, well, Aaron, give us your thoughts on the. Just give us your thoughts on the match, and give us your thoughts on Ronda Rousey. Are you a Ronda Rousey fan?
Not a big fan, but not like oh, she sucks, I hate her. I respect the draw. I respect like the name and like the draw and like what she did before. But this like most recent run has been kind of dog water.
Yeah.
But the match blew me away because of how real it felt. Some points like felt like oh my god, are they like not working anymore? Like what is this? So I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was the right finish. I mean, Charlotte coming out on top, kind of, you know, I don't know if I could have handled a Ronda Rousey SmackDown Women's Championship run. But you know, hopefully she'll come back. I know there's rumors that she was kind of upset that they weren't the main event. So hopefully if we see Ronda Rousey again, I won't be upset.
I personally don't really want to see her like that. It's just because of this way this rent. Like every time, like on SmackDown, they're like, "We gotta get into this run." No, I don't. Just get it over with. From the robotic promos and just, I can't. It could have been Sasha Banks in that role or something. Like it's just, like you said, I do understand the mainstream like draw, and the people may come in like, "Oh, I know her from such and such." I understand that part, but that's the yin yang of it all. Like I understand why you're doing it. I just don't like that you're doing it because it could be something actually better, which I understand you would choose that though because of the draw. That's just the unfortunate statistics of it.
Yeah, for me as an avid, I'm not a Ronda. I don't have a problem with Ronda Rousey. It's just when she wrestles. Like it's just when she's involved in any type of WWE setting. I have a problem with. Outside of WWE.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool
that first match, the tag match with Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie, that was fire.
Yeah.
You know, the triple threat main event at Mania 35, that was really good. But this last run.
All right. I'm saying, I was like, you don't know how many arms I've broken. I lost count of how many arms I've broken. I'm gonna walk over with your arms, Charlotte. Like,
I leave them in my backyard.
I leave them all in my backyard. Because I'm just playing rock paper scissors with everybody's individual arms. Like just like she just.
I just walk around town asking people, do they need a hand?
Come on now. Come on.
I can't help it.
That was a good one.
I wasn't expecting. I mean, how do I stop this video? How do I get him out of here? Not sweating. No, but look, Ronda. Like I've been saying that, I did really like this match because throughout her whole run, Ronda, I ain't rarely seen Ronda hit the mat, hit the floor, do any type of defenseless act. So to see her take a bump and to see her roll around and actually look hurt, it meant something. Because it's not, okay, she's not no longer this dominant champion that was just throwing Sonya Deville and everybody else all over the place. Now she has to actually wrestle. And she has to fight, and who better else than Charlotte Flair, besides Becky Lynch, but that'll happen in another day. So Charlotte Flair, came through, and I love everything Charlotte does. One of the best wrestlers, one of the best women's wrestlers to me right now. So yeah, I thought it was a really good match. The right person won. She said that, like you said, it was rumored that she was furious that she wasn't the main event, and then she stormed out, the Hall of Fame. But she said that she left because that she was thinking she has a baby to take care of, and she had to put her to sleep early. And then she talked about how much of an honor it was, to fight on the same match card as Stone Cold and to, be at the tail end of the main event and this, that, and the other. But I have a question. Are you guys buying that? Do you guys actually think she was mad? Or do you think this is just rumors? Aaron, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think she was mad. I think she was a little upset. And then I think she was a little upset, and then she kind of like thought about it, and somebody maybe talked to her, and she was like, yeah, okay, I'll say this to, save face and be like, I love being on the same card as Stone Cold. But I think she was a little upset at first.
Devin, you think
Yeah,
this is a rumor?
I think so too. I think she was probably really legit, probably knowing her, knowing how she, just.
And don't get me wrong, I'd probably be upset too. I'd be like, man, I worked for this. I won the Royal Rumble. I should be the main event. What's going on here?
Yeah.
But it's Stone Cold.
I was gonna say Stone Cold though.
Stone Cold, Ronda Rousey. At WrestleMania, after 19 years, I'm putting Stone Cold up there.
Oh yeah, definitely putting Stone Cold up there. Look, Ronda can be mad. Also, even Vince, if I was Vince, look, Ronda, you can be mad all you want. I got Stone Cold up here, man. Stone Cold gonna do his thing.
I got Stone Cold. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Right?
That's all I need is Stone Cold.
Like Ronda, I don't even have to
Such
pay
good.
Contract. I don't have to pay Ronda's contract. I can just buy 10 cases of beers, and then that's a good night right there. So it's just in all of that, I could see her being upset, and I understand why she denied it. Obviously, she doesn't want to look like a bad person. But I think she was heated. I know a lot of these things like Mustafa Ali, CM Punk, all these people throughout their contract negotiations and other negotiation factors, they've pitched that Vince McMahon is going to give them a WrestleMania spot. You're going to get that spot, pal. It's just like it is what it is. And CM Punk was offered a WrestleMania spot and went to John Cena and The Rock. CM Punk, he went on that 1-year reign, and although he did feel kind of underappreciated, it's The Rock and John Cena. The Rock and John Cena they're obviously making more than you. They have a bigger name than you. He was right to leave, but he was also, he can't be wrong. He can't be mad to feel some type of way. It's The Rock and John Cena. Same with Ronda Rousey. If I'm a big name guy and it's 2040 and I'm 42 and I'm like this big name wrestler and I'm coming back, and Vince McMahon has offered me this big old WrestleMania spot, and he tells me, "Nah, you gotta go second to last. Roman coming back." What am I being mad for? This is the guy of a generational guy. Stone Cold just, and let's be honest, can we admit that this came out of nowhere? Stone Cold just got up off of his couch and said, "I want to wrestle at WrestleMania." And when we saw it, this came out when me and Devin was actually doing a show, and we was like, "This is stupid. We don't want to see this man roll all over the ground."
Hey, man, when I first heard about it, I was hyped. I was like, I get to see Stone Cold wrestle. What? I don't care what he's doing. As long as I get a Buddha stunner and a oh, hell yeah, and some beers, I'm geeked. I'm hyped.
But we could get that without the match. I wanted that without.
We get a match. What?
Right. Well, and here's where we contradict ourselves. And I say I'm bringing Devin into because I'm snitching. We got audio of me and him pretty much bad mouthing this whole event, and then it happened. And then Stone Cold took 5 minutes to answer the question. Like when KO asked him, "Did I want a no holds barn match?" Stone Cold looks around. Hell yeah, the bell rings. I'm like, they're not going to do this. It's going to be 5 seconds. They start fighting. They get out of the ring, and I'm like, this is Stone Cold taking suplexes on the floor, a hard floor. This man's 58 years old. Like, ridiculous. Aaron, man, just tell us about your experience watching this match.
Oh my Lord. When they first happened, they keep on saying it's gonna be a KO show. I'm like, no, man, he's not gonna wrestle. But when they come out, they're dressed to fight. KO's in his shorts. He's got his boots on. His hands are taped up. Stone Cold comes out in the jorts and the knee braces. Oh my God. Oh, you couldn't wipe the smile from my face. Then they go. And Stone Cold's going, and at the beginning, He was kind of slow. He was kind of shaky. And I'm like, oh, I don't know where this is going to go. But as the match kept going, he kept getting better and better and better. And at the end of the night, he's probably 4 beers deep by the end of the match. He's drinking 2 more. He gives a stunner to Byron Saxton for no reason. That kind of hurt, not going to lie. But at the end of the night, I'm thinking he might have one more short run in him, like 5 matches. Hey, if Sting can do it, why can't Stone Cold? Sting is 62 and he's doing this.
But Stone Cold he was gone for this is 19 years and
one night and he's looking like that. I mean, come on.
That's cool. But like a couple suplexes and a stunner, I don't want to see him do.
Whoa, suplex in the crowd.
In the crowd, suplexes
and doing suplexes on the ramp. I mean, come on.
That's cool. I don't want to see Stone Cold do an arm drag. I don't want to see a. I don't want.
He never did an arm drag.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want him to come back, and I don't want to see him doing arm drags. I don't want to see him doing I don't even want to see him do a Luthez press, unless it's like a small outside of a match type of thing.
No, I think they can squeeze a couple matches out of him. I'm hyped if we get Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns.
Oh no, wait, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta interject that.
Give me Stone Cold and Roman Reigns.
Man, you know,
are you okay with this Stone Cold return? Are you seeing 5 more matches in Stone Cold?
Look, he looked really good. He impressed the heck out of me. Did stuff I wasn't even. He turned back the clock for me. The more as the match went on, the more he just back at home, pretty much back in WWE WrestleMania. Like, you know why he's Stone Cold. But I'll admit, going into it, I wasn't sure what I was gonna get. I didn't want to just regular KO. He come out, stunner, beer, hell yeah, and that's it. But I got more, so that I'm happy for that. I'm not excited to see more though. Just given his age, given his past injuries. I mean, he has nothing else left to prove. He already the GOAT of his generation. He ain't got to be GOAT of another. He's Stone Cold. I like that his last match, it was at a WrestleMania in Texas, and he won. That's all I need. He can do whatever. Just not give me 5 more matches. I just can't do it. Just because Sting do it don't mean it's okay.
Just because Sting do it. Look, it's just because I can think of 3 people who said the same thing. I have one more run in me. We seen their match and we wish that they just stayed at home. Undertaker said I had one more run in me. Goldberg said I had one more run in me.
I know you did. You're telling me that Goldberg and Stone Cold in the ring hold up with each other? No shot. No way.
Hold up? That's because Goldberg is used to putting on like 5-minute matches.
Exactly. See, Stone Cold is used to put on 5-star 30-minute bangers.
But he's 58.
So give me a 30-minute match with Roman Reigns at next year at SummerSlam, and I'm set.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna just be so scared for every spear he do to him, and he gotta hit the mat.
But think about it. Roman is a lot more. Kevin Owens is a real athletic guy. We don't see half the stuff he does in the ring. What he used to do. So you see Roman, who is a little bit of not a little bit, a whole lot more athletic and more physical than Kevin Owens. That's awful.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Give me Stone Cold Roman Reigns.
It's Stone Cold. Oh my goodness! Just imagine.
Give it to me in 2022.
Who's getting the win? Who's getting the win?
Roman. What?
Roman? You giving Roman?
Man, look. If you was to book Stone Cold to win after this whole year, I would just no. I never watch any. I take this whole shirt off. Man,
so he can beat but he can't beat Roman.
Roman's this world beater. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. They ain't been building Kevin. Kevin was the perfect person for this, where it don't really necessarily hurt him. But you got somebody like Roman who's been just destroying the entire company.
He's taking out everybody. He's taking out Taker, Goldberg, Bray Wyatt. Who's that? Who does he have left? Stone Cold and The Rock.
So I'll give you this. He went through most of those matches. Goldberg, Goldberg, Undertaker. He went through those matches without a championship. He loses his title, a little bit of that momentum. We still looking at a close match here?
If it's not for the title, it might be closer. But I still think Roman wins because he's this world beater. I mean, he is the guy. They're all in on Roman Reigns. He's beaten everybody. There's only like 3 people he hasn't beaten, and one of them we know for sure ain't gonna wrestle, and that's Hulk Hogan. He ain't gonna wrestle Hulk Hogan, and if he does, I'm canceling my subscription to the cock.
Yeah, but
he's
honestly,
got Stone Cold and he's got The Rock.
Yeah.
We know The Rock is coming. So far, the rumor is next year at WrestleMania. Where's that Stone Cold match going to fit in? I say SummerSlam. I think Stone Cold can train and get ready for a Roman Reigns match by SummerSlam. What?
Make it a triple threat match. Just
No.
throw it all in the. Just throw it.
No.
I can't believe
Make it a battle royal.
Fight again. This is
Roman
versus
go
the
against
entire
the-
locker room.
Yeah.
we talked about the big. How come our favorite wrestlers can't go out in a happy big old bang? Like how come? Like I thought Stone Cold, losing to The Rock at WrestleMania and him going out. I thought that was a huge final, career. That's your final send off. That's it. I thought that was perfect. He doesn't wrestle ever again. That's good. He comes back. I'm like, they're gonna ruin his career. I'm like, his legacy's over with. So now we see this. It's huge. It's amazing. We're talking about it right now, how awesome it is. If he comes back for another one and it's trash, oh man, nah. Stone Cold's left.
That's why Undertaker keeps coming back.
Exactly. Why? Like, if you got to give it up, Stone Cold. You're right here. My arm is even it's out the screen.
I think Stone Cold could do it. Tighten up the knee braces a little bit. Have a couple broken skull IPAs before you get out there. You ain't gonna feel a thing.
Stone Cold, don't let this man encourage you. Out here. Put the knee braces down, Stone Cold.
I can see y'all over his shoulders, like you got another one in you. You know.
You got one. I'll be the coach.
He just looking at both of you. What?
I would be so heated, bro. If we're like sitting back watching WrestleMania, Stone Cold comes out, interview all the new manager with the suit coming out.
Hey,
I'm bald too.
I don't want to see that.
See?
This is what the people want.
Oh my goodness.
They'll be like, who is this? Protege?
But I'm wearing jorts and knee braces too. I don't need the knee braces yet, but I got them on.
You drinking the beers? You drinking the beers too?
Yeah, I'm drinking the beers. You kidding me?
You see, look, I was doing so much trash talking. Stone Cold threw a beer to the audience, and somebody missed it. I was like, "Oh, that is trash."
That was his brother.
Yeah, I didn't know until he went in the ring. It's his brother. I was like, "Oh, my bad."
I didn't know who that was at first. I'm like, who is this dude?
I was going crazy. But look, before we close out this show, we got to get into WrestleMania Night 2 because it's coming out in about 4 hours. I'm ready. And look,
Been ready.
it'll start off. Well, it won't start off. We don't know what it'll start off with, but we're just gonna assume it's gonna start off with Bobby Lashley taking on Omos. Look, you know what? We're gonna do predictions, Aaron. Let's go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this contest right now. We're gonna have our predictions ready. Aaron, who do you have for Bobby Lashley taking on Omos?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Bob just because he's coming back. I feel like they got to do something to get him back up to that status of like world championship, and what better way to take out the undefeated Omos. And Omos will, I don't know, beat up some more small people on Raw.
I got Bobby as well. Because honestly, if you bring Bobby back after his championship run and he loses to Omos in his first match at WrestleMania, what are you really trying to do here? You know, I mean, it's only so far Omos is gonna go. We don't even know where he's gonna go after he lose to Bobby Lashley. So it's like if he win, now Bobby is going somewhere we don't know, and now you just journey into a big bottle of I don't know. This whole match, like I said, only I hope Bobby will win because Omos losing to Bobby doesn't necessarily make him like less of who he, because he's not going to. Bobby isn't just anybody. He's not somebody you finna just squash on Monday Night Raw under like 2 minutes. So I don't know. It's a weird match.
Hey, Aaron, I want to see if you agree with me. So last week, I said Omos. If Omos loses and he goes on this losing streak, I said he might suffer the Great Khali. He might get that Great Khali treatment. He might get that Lord Tensai treatment. Comes in a monster, and then within a couple months, he's dancing.
You telling me Omos is going to be a playboy making out with the crowd? Like
yeah, kiss cam. Hanging out with Natalia.
I mean,
do you see
Punjabi playboy?
Yeah, Punjabi playboy. Oh, look, do you see Omos having let's call it a severe character change? After if he does lose to Bobby Lashley, or do you see it happening in general? Do you see it happening sometime soon?
I think over time, probably, because he's gonna end up turning, to be a good guy, and they're really like, well, he can't be a mean monster as a good guy, so he's got to have fun and party all the time. But I mean, I don't know where the ceiling is for Omos. I feel like the ceiling was Raw Underground, and that is not a thing anymore.
You got a point. I definitely have Bobby going into this match because I think Omos, beating up the Hurt Business, which I thought beating up the Viking Raiders was highly disrespectful. The Viking Raiders just don't get a match against the Usos, and then the next, a couple weeks later they get squashed by Omos. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. They must have made somebody upset. I don't know who they upset, but they made somebody upset.
That's crazy that we have to watch wrestling and see something like that, and we're like, who did they piss off backstage? What? Somebody did something. They post something on Twitter. Are they, they getting canceled right now? Well, like it's stuff like that pops up that we just gotta expect. And I'm expecting Omos to lose. At least I'm hoping for it. And look, this tag team match, RK Bro taking on the Street Profits, who also had a heel turn just recently. And they're taking on Alpha Academy as well. Aaron, who do you have winning this match?
I feel like it makes the most sense to say the Street Profits, but I'm not gonna because I like Alpha Academy so much. I'm not gonna pick them either. I'm going RK Bro. Just because I think I think the people that make the decisions like RK Bro a lot because they're always on TV.
This is true. But for me, the Street Profits are up. And I just want to throw, I ain't going to say the catchphrase. It don't come out the same because I'm just one person. But I got the Street Profits going into it. They're fresh off a fresh heel turn. Had to say it again. And it'll be different to see how, if they, do be victorious and have the championship, see how their heel run with the championships on Raw will be. Not taking away from Alpha Academy or RK Bro. I do like those teams as well. Just not as much as I like the Street Profits.
Aaron, you said you're taking RK Bro, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm taking RK Bro.
Look, as much as I don't want to take Alpha Academy, and I'm not going to, because they have zero momentum going. Besides them appearing in the Snickers commercial, they have zero momentum going into.
They're former tag champs. What do you mean zero momentum?
Zero, because you're former. You lost them. Your momentum's out the window. You had them. That was your momentum's gone. I feel like your momentum's gone when you lose a championship. You got to go to the back of the line because there's no rematch clause. You got a rematch clause right now, but they had to add Street Profits. I feel like they're getting the short end of the stick always. RK Bro kept embarrassing them. RK Bro had a whole party celebrating Alpha Academy's loss. Then the Street Profits had to turn heel and tell them that they was trash, pretty much. Like, it's just, I have zero faith in the Alpha Academy. And if they win, Devin, your Peacock is getting unsubscribed. You might just have to call me and tell me how come Peacock isn't working anymore. Look, that's
Right
what,
before the Roman match. Man,
right before the Roman.
Dang.
You right.
I was never gonna watch NXT
Hey.
level up.
see, man.
It's okay. I got you. We'll
Where
figure
my
it out.
Roman glove is, so I can get this Superman.
The
The
punch
Roman
right.
gloves. I got. I'm gonna take RK Bro for the win. But RK Bro, they just won the titles. I feel like the Street Profits turn heel for this match, and I think they'll be back to normal within the next month and a half. I think they'll be baby faces within a month and a half. I don't think they're gonna stay heels for a while. Because if they do win, I mean, if RK Bro does win, I don't think they're gonna be beefing with the Street Profits for long. You know, so I got RK Bro. Look, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. I got Sami Zayn for the win. I'm not. Aaron, what do you think about this match?
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it was happening. I'm gonna say Johnny Knoxville wins because I don't know. I think it'd be funny. This isn't gonna hurt or help Sami Zayn if he wins or loses. So I think just have Knoxville win, throw Wee Man at him, and whatever.
I agree with what you said, but I'm gonna choose Sammy. Just I don't, I mean, I forgot about the match too, but I wasn't really trying to remember it either. So it's I don't, yeah. The whole, I mean, it could be something when they added, anything can go in it. So we'll see what they pull out.
No. I feel like anything goes that makes it good, more.
I mean, what did you really want a regular normal match with?
To be honest, yes, because I
What
feel
he
like
gonna do?
because look, I could be honest. I'm not a fan of Jackass. I watched one movie and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I was like, maybe I mean this isn't made for me. This is for me. Now look, in saying that, I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of Jackass moments into this match. I feel like, Johnny Knoxville is gonna come through in a buggy and clothesline Sami Zayn or something. Like just something unnecessary that's just gonna be outside of wrestling. So I feel like it'll just be I don't know. I just think it'll be a crash course, really. Oh, I'm not a fan.
I agree. I think this will be the match to see who is the biggest jackass. So
Yeah,
I can't wait.
So I'm praying. I can see Johnny Knoxville winning because that's anything can happen in the WWE, and Sammy literally has zero momentum. Like he's kicked Johnny Knoxville in the face multiple times, but you know what, Aaron? I have a question. Did you text Sammy when Sami Zayn's number was in the sky? Did you text him?
I did not text Sammy. I didn't know if I was going to go over my minutes or not, so I just played it on the safe side. It seemed like he had a lot going on too. So I don't know.
Evan, did you text Sammy?
I did not actually.
Didn't? Am I the only weirdo?
I mean,
what'd you ask you?
All I said was, "Hey, is this
you doing heels, sir?"
Let me see. Do I still have it? I think I have it. Yeah, I just said, "Is this Sammy?"
Did you respond?
Unfortunately, I want to see if he read it. That's my biggest thing. Because if he's reading through these texts, we got a chance.
There's a chance, bro.
Sami Zayn, he left me on delivery. See, look at that.
Maybe he turned his read receipts off.
Can I change it? Johnny Knoxville for the win. Can I change it? No, but I got Sami Zayn. Look, Pat McAfee is taking on Austin Theory. Look, this match, I don't know. It had an up and down effect. On one side, we were kind of confused why Pat McAfee's having a match at WrestleMania, but then again, we look at his takeover matches. We see him athletically, and we see him in the ring, and we're like, well, why not? Well, why aren't you not? Why shouldn't you have a WrestleMania match? But he's going against Austin Theory. Shane McMahon's replacement, pretty much. He's Vince McMahon's replacement son. Who do you got, Aaron?
I think Austin Theory wins through some shenanigans from Shane McMahon, and I think it's going to build to a tag team match. Shane McMahon and Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee and probably Finn Balor. because that seems to be the way they're going when I see Finn Balor and Austin Theory interact on TV. So give me Austin Theory at Mania, and then at like Backlash or something, we got the tag match, Theory and Shane versus Pat McAfee and Finn Balor.
And Finn Balor, I like that. I like that. Booker of the Year right here.
Thank you.
We got you. Devin, who do you got?
I'm taking Austin Theory as well. Mostly just because in this match, I mean, I'm not trying to say like Pat McAfee, like, oh, you're a bum, why is he here? But him to go over Theory at WrestleMania does really what for Theory. And like I agree, maybe Theory will win with some shenanigans to go on. Because obviously he's the heel in this. Like, obviously he's gonna do some heelish stuff to get the win. He has Vince McMahon behind him. Anything can happen. But he's the one I'm picking to come out the winner in this particular match.
On this particular match, I got Pat McAfee. I'm going with Pat McAfee because when I seen the video package and I seen him trying out in the year 2017, you know, him in this warehouse with the ring inside, and he's training and he's doing all this. I had no clue his training went that deep. I thought he just, you know, popped up and trained 2 years ago and then just started wrestling. As soon as he retired from football, took some time off, became a media personality, and he trained to be a wrestler. He's been training for years. You know, so is he really, although Austin Theory is in the wrestling business, signed by WWE, trained in the Performance Center, all that, Pat McAfee got something under his belt too. Pat McAfee's not no slouch neither. He probably is not the best at wrestling holds, but he knows his way around the ring. He's been trained. So in saying that, I don't want to put it past Pat McAfee. And I want to see that good. And I don't think it would hurt Austin Theory, to be honest. Austin Theory's literally got F5'd off of Elimination Chamber earlier this year. You know, I feel like he's lasted with Brock Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber. He beat Ricochet. He's got a win over Finn Balor. He's had wars with AJ Styles. Like, I feel like they will put him in a position always to succeed. So him losing to Pat McAfee, I don't think it would hurt him that much, which is why I got Pats for the win. And now we go into the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Queen Zelina and Carmella taking on Naomi and Sasha Banks, taking on Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and taking on Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Not Devin. Aaron. Also using just being only Devin. Aaron, who do you got here?
My brain says one team, but my heart says another. I'm going to go with my heart. I'm picking Shayna and Natalya because I want them to go on like just this dominant reign and they just beat people. They just beat people up because I feel like they're the team that they can just like rough up these women and, you know, show the tag division who's boss.
You know, I can't agree. I mean, I don't disagree with what you just said because that they're the team that makes sense to be that dominant. But if I gotta go with my heart, don't you make fun of me either when I say I go with my heart. I'm rolling with Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Yeah, we talked about your pick. Devin. Because
Devin, I thought you were a Liv Morgan fan.
Yes,
you know, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I am a Liv Morgan fan, but I am just a Liv Morgan fan, not Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley fan.
You hear?
Not
Aaron,
saying that they're.
He's a Liv Morgan fan. He's just not a Liv Morgan believer. He doesn't believe in it. He doesn't.
I didn't say all this. No, I just. I got told you in this match, if you were to take out Sasha and Naomi, Liv and Rhea would have been my go-to picks. But once you throw them in there, my whole dynamic changes. And I just can't bet against the boss. I'm not gonna do my Michael Cole impression, but you get the gist. So I
have a question.
That
is it for Sasha? Is it Sasha?
I mean, I like Naomi as well. That's what I'm saying. No two as a team.
I just didn't hear Naomi. You was just like, well, when you throw Sasha in there, it's pretty much.
Well, I mean, you know, okay, look. I mean, if we looking at
Naomi's cool too, I guess.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to take away nothing from Naomi either. She's a former women's champion as well. But it's just look, I still roll with Liv Morgan. You know, if she's ever back in the title picture later on this year, I'm still gonna be rooting for her. But right now, I'm not.
Look, I have a question. Because when you mentioned that there should be, and I want to bring this up again. You mentioned there should be a mid card championship for the women's. They bring out this tag team title. They put Liv Morgan in the title picture. I would assume that would have been like, okay, this is a title Liv can go for. Liv has so much. The build up to Liv Morgan on the Heel Turn podcast has been ridiculous. So I assume that would be your pick, the go-to. So do you think it's so you don't have a problem with Liv not winning the tag team title? You think she's good by herself?
There's not an issue with
So
her
you
winning them
think
at all.
Rhea Ripley sucks? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that she sucks. It's just her teaming with Liv.
Wow.
I won't root for them. Like it's just I'm not saying that they don't deserve it or they can't. I'm just not gonna be back behind it.
So then
Devin thinks Rhea Ripley isn't good enough to win a women's tag title. Even though
No,
she
I mean she's
has?
already done it. No, she's done it, but you see how that turned out.
That's crazy. Couldn't be me.
I just see Rhea more in the main event. You know, I mean,
So you,
Liv,
don't, you don't think Liv Morgan should be in the main event? What are you saying, bro?
Look, my pick in this match is based upon who is in the match. All right, just because, like I said, I can say I like Liv Morgan, I like Rhea, but if I'm gonna be in this match and I'm looking at who I want to win, I got Sasha Banks and Naomi taking on Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Well, Rhea Ripley, she a former women's champion, true. Liv Morgan ain't got over that hump yet, while Sasha Banks and Naomi have done that. So, and then we seen how Zelina and Carmella are. They just lost on SmackDown. They champions, like so. They win. That makes no sense for them to have lost. And Natalya and Shayna, they are realistically who should be a dominant tag team. They got put together so quickly. I can't really get a good justification.
Right. And as much as I want to pick Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, I'm gonna pick Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. You know, you can keep Sasha and Naomi.
You can keep them.
I'm gonna pick Rhea and Liv Morgan. The reason why I wasn't gonna pick Rhea is because why did she fall out with Nikki Cross or Nikki ASH? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Why she break up with Nikki ASH? She wants to fight for she wants to be a singles competitor. I want to fight for a women's title. She had to break up with Nikki ASH to do well. Nikki ASH kind of tried to beat her up, kind of failed, and so they split up. She became a singles competitor. Now out of nowhere, she stuck with Liv. I think Liv is a step above Nikki ASH. I think, especially since Liv is coming off of a WWE title opportunity that just slipped out of her hands. Sasha Banks has been gone for a minute. Naomi has been getting beat up by her boss. The Queen Zelina and Carmella can't win on their own. Shayna Baszler has been treated like dookie. Yes, she's been treated horrendous. I've seen her get pinned by Lana. Like, you know, that's no disrespect to Lana, but like Shayna Baszler got more ring experience. So it's like for Shayna Baszler to be losing to always taking the pin, always. So Shayna she's always being able to being made to look bad. Natalya, she's just coming off of her world record book, you know, always beating the crap out of Aaliyah. Thank you for that. So it's your
favorite wrestler.
My favorite. Yeah.
This man loves some Aaliyah.
In loose terms. Let's just say I've been breathing a lot better. My life has been a lot happier since she has taken some time off of SmackDown. Let's put it like that. But
Dang.
You know, he did this. He did sound pretty hoarse when she was on TV.
I was sick.
He was at his lowest when she was on top.
I'll tell you, as soon as she left, I started going for jogs. Like I'm stretching. I could breathe. Like, man, I feel a whole lot better. Man, Aaron, you should have seen it, man. She was. Oh my goodness. I can't even get into it right now. But look, we got 2 matches left, and they're probably the 2. One of them is going to be match of the night. But let's start off with AJ Styles taking on Edge. You think you know me? You don't know me, Aaron. Who do you got?
Wow. I'm just really excited for this match because I mean it's AJ Styles versus Edge. I mean, dude, who would have ever thought that we would see this match? I think it's probably better if Edge comes out with the victory. I mean, he just had this like heel turn. He's like all dark and scary now. Rumors that he's going to start this stable. So I think it makes the most sense that Edge wins. So I'm going to go with Edge.
You know, this is tough. And like you said, I am happy. I'm excited that this match is even a thing as well. And you know, prior to hearing about him possibly having a stable, which I would love, because they could probably utilize people that's just been kind of drifting around. Like I've seen Damian Priest's name floating around it. I want to take Edge, but I'm actually gonna go with the phenomenal AJ Styles in this. I'm going for the wild card in it.
I like that. I like that you picked AJ. AJ's been kind of getting destroyed. You know, 2 concertos. Edge just pretty much just telling them, you know, he's taking over Raw. AJ Styles this is the house and the land. AJ Styles is built. You know, although that's SmackDown, AJ Styles has been here for a minute and he's the workhorse. You know, what did he say? We're not gonna be on this. Isn't gonna go on Wild 110. He said that he wants to fight AJ, not the guy who was Omos's bitch. Like that's coming from Edge himself. So Edge he's looking to know why would they do all this character development, change everything about him and I like that they did that. Why would they do all that for him to just lose at WrestleMania and to lose all the momentum that he had? You already did the most despicable thing. You took out the biggest fan favorite there is. Finish the job. Finish the job at WrestleMania. I got Edge for the win. Please don't fail me. Now look. Now let me scoop back from the camera. I know Devin's gonna launch out. Make sure I got my 4D glasses on. Roman Reigns is taking on Brock Lesnar. This will unify the WWE Championship belts. Look, this is intense. This is what match number 6, 7 between them two. Like this is past
85.
80 past. Yeah, I was like, we're 2 trilogies in already. Aaron, what do you have? This is a tough one.
This is a tough one, and this is like, you know, not the first time these two have met each other in the ring, but I think this time it's very different because they're just Roman's at a different level than he's ever been, and this is probably the toughest, you know, prediction, I think, because I feel like everybody's expecting Roman to win, but part of me thinks that, you know, they may pull a fast one and have Brock take the title because, I mean, oh man, this is tough because I'm trying to think, you know, with myself, like, does Roman need the world championship at this point in his run? And I'm still thinking about, I think Roman might actually win because, you know, he is, you know, we talked about earlier, he is the world beater. He is the one he's in God mode. And I think being the undisputed universal heavyweight WWE champion of the universe, you know, being this guy, I think he might, you know, I think this is Roman's time.
Like you said, yeah, exactly. This is not the same Roman that went into WrestleMania 31 or WrestleMania 34. This is now the tribal chief in God mode. And to me, it just makes sense. Like, why go through such a fundamental change and build yourself to this point just to come back and, you know, pretty much get the same result? That's insanity to do the same procedure over and over and you still losing to Brock Lesnar. And, like, never taking anything from Brock Lesnar. That's why this is that hump that he needs to get over in order to really solidify this entire tribal chief run. Because if you're going to run through John Cena, Edge, you know, all these legends, and you get to this one guy and you just can't, then are you really tribal? Are you really in God mode? It would defeat everything he's been building up. And if Brock lost, it wouldn't hurt. He's already gone over multiple times over Roman. So it wouldn't hurt him at all for this one This should be, and to me, this should be the end of their book of their rivalry. Like we've seen it from Roman being, not a rookie, but not at experience against Brock Lesnar. Now we saw it in the middle pretty much at WrestleMania 34. This should be the end of their trilogy, and it should go out with a bang. With Roman winning.
The head of the table takes his seat at WrestleMania, and this match is going to rule. This match is going to be so awesome that I think this is worth the price of admission. Just this one match alone for tonight. It's going to be a clash of the Titans, and I think this is Roman's time. It's time for the head of the table to take his place. I think Izzy's too embarrassed to say his.
Yeah, he don't want to admit that the head of the table is going to do what I've been proclaiming on here for almost a year.
Which is fair because we know how Izzy can get sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, it's understandable for real. I've been shoving this just in his face, like he just can't take it. I think the culmination of it all is just too much for him to bear.
I think he's regretting his Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley pick.
He said, "Why did I pick Devin's pick? Dang it! Devin's moving on to other things, and now I got to pick up his scraps of predictions." Oh shoot! Hello. You gonna be able to exit out or something?
WrestleMania Ghost has gotten Izzy's computer.
Okay.
He's unable to talk right now.
All right. Well, Aaron, man, you are my guy. And I'm glad you came back, man. The heel turn is not the same without you. You are a recurring guest of this show. And basically, from our first promo spat, I wasn't that good. But just know, anytime you hear, I ain't never running away from the smoke. And I know you ain't either. But
all right. I'm happy to come in, on my Legends deal, show up from time to time and just kind of make sure you boys are in check, every now and then. And it's always happy to be here. I'm always happy to be a part of the show.
No, I appreciate it, bro, for real. But it looks like we're going to have to wrap it up a little quicker, but it's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading into night 2 of WrestleMania. It's going to be lit, and we will be back to tell you how WrestleMania night